Shalom everyone, Parashat Mishpatim Tafshin Peivav. Today we are going to discuss money, loads of money. In Parashat Yitro, we merited to receive the Torah that came down from heaven. Now in Parashat Mishpatim, the Parasha brings the Torah down from heaven to earth. The purpose of the Torah is not to turn a person into a holy angel in heaven, but to repair the lives of all human beings in this world, to be realized within reality in many practical, varied, and detailed contexts. Money is something all of us deal with. We work, we earn a living, we need livelihood, and the Torah, of course, also speaks about money, because the Torah is meant, as we stated, to straighten and repair human life in this world. There is no prohibition in the Torah against earning money, even a great deal of money. There's no prohibition against doing business, initiating ventures, earning money, or being wealthy. What the Torah does include, including in this week's parasha, are prohibitions against theft, deceit, bribery, and the like. The prophet Yirmiyahu also speaks about a person who amasses wealth unjustly. But one who amasses wealth justly commits no transgression. It is perfectly fine to succeed financially. It is perfectly fine to be wealthy. So what does the Torah say about money? Even if a person has a little money, he is obligated to give tzedakah and to lend money to others who have less than him. This is certainly true of someone of average means, and the better one's economic situation, the greater one's ability and obligation to do good with his money. This is what the Torah teaches us. You have money, do good with your money. The Torah, including in this week's parasha, commands, for example, giving tzedakah, giving loans without interest, without ribit, as well as agricultural mitzvot, leket, shichecha, pe'ah, and the mitzvah of Shemitah. The Maharal of Prague teaches us that all these mitzvot instruct us how money can be used as a tool for connection and closeness between people. Too many times in our lives we have seen how money separates people. Today we learned that money can connect people. The Gemara in Masechet Bava Metzia says, if you can lend money either to a poor person or to a wealthy person, between the poor and the wealthy, the poor comes first. Isn't this obvious? Of course we help the poor before we help the rich person. Why would the wealthy person need financial help at all? Imagine a situation in which different forces in nature, in creation, clash with one another, threatening to destroy each other. What would people have said in the ancient world? What would they have said about this? They would have said that the gods are fighting one another. The fact that creation functions in harmony and that the different forces of creation work together testifies to the existence of one creator, one God. The Maharal says the same should be true amongst human beings. Before that, he adds another midrash. The midrash in Bereshit Rabbah says that God's creations borrow from one another. Day borrows coolness from night, and night borrows warmth from the day, and the moon and the stars borrow light from the sun, and so on. Each borrows from the other, and together they create harmony among the different forces of creation. This testifies that the world is one, that there is one creator. The Maharal says this is the same should be true between people in Am Yisrael. People must help one another with their money, and thereby make the world one. Even the wealthy can fight over money, sometimes because they are wealthy. Says Kohelet, whoever loves money is never satisfied with money. He always wants more. Sometimes the rich fight with one another because each one is trying to get wealthier at the expense of others. But a wealthy person who serves Hashem can create a win-win economy in which everyone benefits. It is possible to conduct business in which the wealthy person earns a great deal, while ordinary workers also earn well, honestly, justly, and in a socially constructive way. Of course, a wealthy person can also help those in need, certainly without interest, without ribit. It is also fine that a servant of Hashem uses part of his money to earn more money. But the wealthy person can and must also look at the world and ask, how can I create connections within Am Yisrael and with the different people in the world through my money? For Am Yisrael must be one and the world must be one. As we say in the tefillah of Yamim Noraim, may they all become one fellowship to do your will with a whole heart. On the personal level as well, one can see this world as a threat and a danger, or one can use it for good, for repair. It turns out that the same is true when we expand this circle to family, friends, a people, humanity. Every person can take something for his and her own life from what we learned today. Everyone works and earns a living, and we often think about money only as something functional. Do we have enough? How do I distribute it in the best way to do good for myself and my family? How can I fulfill some mitzvot of chesed, of kindness as well? But today we learned that we can also view money as something filled entirely with values, filled with connections that make this world one. Be'ezrat Hashem, may we succeed in looking at money and using it in this way, and we make Am Yisrael one, and make the whole world one, in the world of Hashem Echad. Shabbat Shalom.